Welcome to the Wasteland. This is not our normal campaign. This is something new. This is Tales from the Wasteland. As the title suggests, the plan here is to tell stories that are not part of the main campaign with interesting guests and personalities. Some will be people from the campaign that you've seen before. That'll be the case today, but there'll be other instances where we see brand new characters. We'll even see, I'm planning a couple things that are not part of the current timeline. One story, for example, that takes place not long after the fall. So it will be during the newborn apocalypse, which according to my clock is like about 3 years from now. So for today, we've got 4 of my favorite guests back, and they are playing 4 of the most fun characters that have ever entered the Wasteland. And they'll be working together in theory. Whether that ends up being the case remains to be seen. Let's begin with Tiber Fane, please. So Tiber, you've been called to a meeting and you're on your way. Can I have the region map, the big map, Colt?
I'm not a map guy. I usually just lick a finger and put it up and have the direction of
that's
danger.
Only vague references, so we'll let the audience glimpse that, and then we're going to go to the smaller, more useful map. There we go. Oh, it's zoomed in. You can't see Temple. Thanks. Yeah, I had that. The Shire is actually where the campaign is based. That's the Bucky Beaver Rest Center. So where the meeting is taking place is in the ruins of the city of Temple, Texas, which is on the upper left there on the map. You are on your way to that meeting, and you have noticed that you are being followed. What do you do? You are muted, Mr. Fane.
That's what I do. I mute myself.
A cunning plan. I would never have expected that.
Yeah, exactly. I zip it up because it's not what people expect from me. So I'm zigging when they think I will.
Right.
I will zag. So I'm checking my 6. I'm sensing that they are there, and I put my hand on David. David Bowie, and so just to have him at the ready, as just to be safe. But I'm often followed, so it's not anything new. But being I'm a little more alert these days because I've cleaned myself up a little bit. So my senses are a bit more heightened. So I'm sniffing for danger. I'm looking, but I'm not looking. I'm flying casual.
Are you wearing your face?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not. I was already. Yes,
So
I was already.
You're pre-blanked?
I'm pre-blanked. I'm PB.
Okay. So Tiber Fane is a mutant who has the ability to create a blank face for himself. So there is a limited number of people who have actually seen what he really looks like, making him very useful for certain kinds of jobs. So make a notice check for me.
All right. Because that's a thing I've done in a while. I've done that so recently that why would anybody have to explain exactly the mechanics
of 6-sided dice?
This is what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah, like you're telling me, for sure. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I do this. I was doing this morning, so.
And you're looking for 6s?
I'm not getting any of those.
Do you have any 5s?
I got a 5.
Okay, so
and then I got 2 nuked. Oh, those are 6s. So yes, I got 2 6s and a 5.
So you smell before you see meal bars.
Why did it have to be meal bars?
Yeah.
So somebody's munching on some meal bars, as
And
they
it's a taste that triggers memories and
yeah,
an almost libidinous desire.
all alone in the moonlight. Um. Uh. So it's like a vampire smelling blood, is what you're telling me.
It's up to you how you react.
I think I just told you how I react.
Excellent. I will yes and that check. So you would then gradually find your way back towards them and
Yeah.
towards the metaphorical blood. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, you hear the chewing in a way that's disproportionate with the amount of sound it's making. Not that you're fully aware of that. So in your world, it's become like a David Fincher movie
Yeah, sure.
where that one sound is grotesquely amplified.
Uh-huh.
So you're approaching and you kind of hear the individuals moving in probably to you, but everything for you right now is just chew.
It's all about the chew.
Yeah. Are you armed or are you just continuing to scope?
I'm continuing to scope, and I'm going to go blank face.
Okay. So give me a stealth check, which is 6 dice. And as you would, you're looking for 6s.
I got. Okay, so wait. In your fancy fun dice, is the nuked the 6, or is the radioactive symbol the 6? Or do you have to check?
Right here. They will one day be available for sale.
You're going to want these, folks, once you suss out the symbology.
The bomb is a 1. And
Yep.
the radiative symbol it's 6. So it is a 6.
Okay. Well, so I whiffed that last one, by the way, because I was misinterpreting.
It's all good.
But we're going forward. We're just gonna.
For sure.
We're gonna. Mm-hmm. So I got one. I got 1 6 and 1 5.
So the slender man, the slender faceless man, slips into the shadows, maybe sweating a little bit at this point, like a little unintentional perspiration.
That feels right.
Yeah, and as this is something he is famously good at, he is very quickly impossible to see, even if one knew he was there. Which these hieroglyphs did. They were not prepared for this level of stealth. You're also
it's like if they were remembering what it was like when somebody was standing there, but they're not. It's like I think I remember what it was like when a person was standing there. That's how good I am.
So you're using a blackout suit. So on top of everything else, everything you're wearing goes dark, which makes it very easy to really surroundings.
Yeah.
So you easily slip in. There's a group of 3 obvious like thugs for hire.
Uh-huh.
One has literally got a picture of you. That's kind of a small printed picture that almost looks like he's got a Tiber Fen baseball card. Like that size. But he's consulting it like very clearly body language. I'm looking for this guy.
Yeah.
One dude who is basing forming your opinion originally on the mastication. You were maybe assuming like a big dude, but he's very gaunt. So he apparently is also on.
He's also on. Yeah.
And he's chewing away blissfully, his eyes rolled back in a familiar expression of bliss.
So I, from the shadows, in the huskiest Jack Palance voice I can muster, I say to them, you get one answer to this question, and depending on how I like it, will determine whether you live or die.
So this voice just comes disembodied from the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
So give me an intimidate check with an extra die, because that was scary.
I'm right. I use my garbage truck voice to great effect.
It's a very fiendish garbage truck voice.
Fiendish. Not something one usually assigns to garbage trucks. So that is 2 6s and a 5.
It is so effective that the guy with the meal bar drops it.
No. Does anybody piss themselves?
No, they're a little. So they're not cut rate. So they don't immediately surrender or urinate. Consider reaching for their weapons, but it's scary enough that you see the hand start to go for pistols and then stop.
Yep. Wise. Now answer the question.
We were supposed to rough you up.
Ha 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 ha. In quotes.
A message from the gourmand.
Yeah. You want me to give you one, or you're going to tell me?
No, the message was to pound on you and make you feel pain. But that seemed...
Oh, like, we're sending you a message, and that involved pounding.
I wasn't going to use that kind of reductive New York accent kind of thing, but...
Fair enough.
Along those lines, yeah.
No, that's fair. Well, tell him the message was not received, and he can go, and then it's just like a series of expletives and bleeps that just sort of he can edit, and make sure he sticks his up. And
one of them, the youngest of the three, who looks like this is maybe his first leg breaking assignment, says to the one who's talking to you, who clearly is the leader. You know, there are 3 of us and 1 of him.
That's what he says?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I go, hey, cutie, little guy. I don't think you want to figure out how that math works itself out. And I probably said it much cooler, in like a cooler phrase than I was able to muster right then. But it was really effective.
Sure, we'll go ahead and role play with what you're able to come up with, though. That's fine.
Because it sort of stumbles out very Ben Stiller-esque. Because you are I'm coming down, man. I'm coming down.
I think that makes the most sense, right? Is like you're a little tweaked because of the smell of the bar, and you damn near just say frightening phrase.
Yes.
Because can I assume you're like looking at the bar on the floor? Just laying there, like with a
I'm not looking at it.
Right. Let me see if anyone notices. They don't. That was 3-1.
I'm good with my addiction.
The big guy puts his hand on the kid, and he says to you, "I will deliver that message to the best of my memory." Is that all right?
No, I want you to say it back to me.
All right. He should blank where his was blank, but not getting blank. He gets about half of it right. It was pretty good. It was real offensive. You can not.
Good. You know what? You can feel free to improvise if you can think of other off-color Italian phrases. Use them.
Okay. I mean, I like more scat in my vulgarity than you seem to prefer.
If you think it'll offend His Royal Highness, use it.
All right. I'm going to go ahead.
You gonna finish that? You gonna finish that?
No, man. It's on the floor. It's all
right, go. I'm like a bear.
Good Lord. They all. One of them actually says, "Good Lord," and they all step back.
Clutches his pearls like a Victorian dowager.
So you end up probably ripping and eating it almost banana style in the wrapper. So we can get the look up. Right? Yep. What's the movie with the bear with DiCaprio?
That would be Revenant.
So very Revenant.
Leo in the Revenant. Yeah.
Looking up from the thing. And as all of your neurons fire back up from disuse with the pleasure of the sexy thin meal bar.
And in my head, I hear the Popeye eating spinach music.
Meanwhile, elsewhere, Gekko James, you have landed the flyer nearby, and I promise to catch anyone watching this thing up very shortly, and with descriptions of these people. We'll wait till they see each other so we can describe them to each other. But Gekko James, you've landed the flyer and concealed it, and you are on your way over to the meeting place. Okay. So you had the place that was indicated by your contact is actually an old ruined automat. So the automat, shortly before the fall, is a callback to like 1940s, 1950s, where they would have, it was a very hipster, they would have pre-made food behind windows, and they'd have robots preparing and loading the food. You'd go in and you'd use a card and you'd take your food out.
Yeah.
And this one is in obviously a shit shape. It's mostly the ruins, but there is one open. You can see why it was chosen as a meeting place, because it has, when you go inside, the main dining area is intact. So the support beams there that part of the ceiling didn't collapse. So it's actually a perfect place for clandestine meetings. Sitting at the table is a beetle man. So he is a beetle who is also a man. He is a beast folk. You've never seen an insect one before. You've seen quite a few, but they're generally either mammals, occasionally birds, but 90% mammals. And out of those, there's an awful lot of dogs and foxes for whatever reason. Guy's sitting at the table like he's running the meeting. He is sitting on the table one of those protective cases, I think OtterBox is one of the companies that makes them. They're very sturdy. They stand up to things like water and terrain, and he's got it just sitting ominously. Those things normally contain money or weapons.
Yeah.
But he's got it closed, and when you come in, he waves.
You must be who I was looking for.
Yes. I am. My name is Bailey.
Why did you say it like it was a question?
I tend to up talk sometimes.
That makes sense.
I think it's something that my mother did. Please sit. I am an associate of Mr. Moriarty.
Okay. You are who I'm looking for then. I'll go ahead and take a seat.
I am not. I am here to facilitate this meeting. We are waiting on 3 others. Yes.
3 others.
When they've arrived, we can proceed.
What exactly is about to happen when these 3 others arrive?
I might be best to wait until they have arrived. At that moment,
You don't plan to make us shoot each other, do you?
So you're a little quiet, Gabe.
You don't plan to make us shoot each other, do you?
Oh, heavens no. No, and he pulls like a little Post-it out of his breast pocket and opens it up. No, that's not. No, it's not on the plan. At this point, the door opens.
You had to check.
Nomi, can you describe yourself, please?
Yeah. So my name is Nomi, and I'm pretty cool. And I come in, I'm pretty dirty because being clean isn't necessarily something that matters to me. And my skin is dry, so I take like dirt baths. If you've seen Tank Girl, where like she's like washing in powder. So I think I'm actually fresh, covered in powder. So I smell like real good dirt, real red dirt. But I'm also like exhausted. Just like this is a tired person, simply because my skills are so sought after. And I also come in with like a super bright smile, like just pleased to be there, as though nothing is a threat. Definitely misleading as to how deadly and lethal I can be, but like super pleased to be there.
So Gekko, some of that dirt that's caked on her clothes and equipment is red, which is the red sand of the desolation. You tend to stay the fuck away from desolation because it's desolation.
Yeah.
And you also know that sand is partially like nuked people. So it is not silicon. It's like what was left of the area that got nuked, which is just horrible. If you go into the desolation, you tend to breathe that shit, which is all kinds of no fun. So can you describe Gekko James physically, please?
Yes, I can. So when you're looking at Gekko James, you see someone that looks like a normal human. Sounds suspicious when I say it that way. They've got a nice white dress shirt stuck in their pants, probably dark tan or brown, kind of like khaki pants. Think like a very Victorian, almost steampunky kind of appeal to him. Definitely suspenders. and a sly smile on his face. There's a knife on his leg and then a pistol on his hip. But if you look closer into his eyes, they're actually almost lupine in fashion. Like it looks like he's got the eyes of a wolf and it's just like scanning around every now and then. And then a little sly smirk comes on his face again.
And you see the beetle dude at the head of the table. Oh,
Hi.
Miss Nomi.
Oh, all right. No autographs. You should have been informed ahead of this. No, I'm kidding. I understand you're looking at me like, oh my God, why is she covered in red dirt? I'm a big deal where I come from. But again, don't freak out. And all the radioactivity has been seeped into my blood. So even if you and I embrace or hug or shake hands, no problem.
Are you asking to hug me in a weird
No,
way?
I am just saying if that's what you're overcome with, you are free. My personal bubble's really small. So
do you want me to hug you now?
Do you want a hug?
Sure.
Okay, I'd like to hug you then. Can I hug you?
This is exactly when Captain Tahna should walk in.
Yeah.
And see the beetle guy at the head of the table looking quizzically at the two somewhat mismatched embracing people, one of whom is a little more reserved about that hug.
I pat you a little too hard in the back too. It's like, listen, there's half true care for this person that I'm meeting, but also don't fuck with me too. You know, like you get like, it's like, you know, it's like a good firm handshake. You know that I'm a competitor. Oh, that's what's happening. You know what I mean?
Strange.
So can you describe Tahna physically as she enters the room?
So Tahna enters the room and all of the light and the shadow seems to grow a little bit darker and it pours off of her like form. She's incredibly tall with dark skin and this like massive, incredibly ornate, like dark leather duster that's embroidered and meticulously kept and covered with like little sigils. And on her left shoulder, this is my left arm. I can do that. On her left shoulder is like a little pair of cross cutlasses and a shield, which is her symbol now. And her eyes begin to glow a little bit as she like finally reaches the place where she's supposed to get some information. And all of that like mounting anger as it like reaches her eyes and they begin to glow evaporates immediately like a record skip as she sees the world's weirdest hug. And it's just, what?
I'm going to thumbtack slightly to say someone has to cosplay the outfit that you just described.
I mean, Aabria could.
I 100% want to see that damn outfit.
I need a jacket, but it's already too hot for that.
I mean, who doesn't need a duster like that? I look up and I'm like, oh my God, you're tall.
Nomi!
Oh my God, Tahna!
Why
Can I hug you?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. And
I have this person on me, but it'll be fine, right?
All together, and
Let's
she
go.
just runs in.
What's the meme? Small and tall. SMOL.
Small.
Yep.
Small and tall.
I am the tall to your small.
That's so small. And this is our
happening?
greeting. Actually, it's like I am small.
I am tall.
Hug.
And then just whoop up and in there.
Beetle Bailey says, Captain Tahna, I presume?
I'm sorry. Are you? No. You know what? I'm different now. You're going to let this hug happen, and then we're going to have whatever conversation we need to have.
Oh, very sorry. Very sorry.
Give it a sec.
Who are you people?
Hug. Disengage. And then she like turns very slowly to Gekko. My name is Captain Tahna. And she waits for just half a beat to see if there's a little recognition.
Gekko James.
So Tiber, you've been in the room the whole time. You can reveal yourself at any point. You had a good 6 hours to get rid of the shakes that were the result of eating that meal bar you absolutely shouldn't have fucking eaten. But you're doing pretty well now.
I'm good. I'll be honest with you. I'm all leveled up.
So do you want to join the party?
Yeah, I start like whistling Piano Man from the back of the room.
What the hell is wrong with these people?
I'd like to get out my dart and you know, whatever, but blow in the general direction of where I hear it and like not aim for him but directly at him, because now there's a threat. I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Well, any Billy Joel is usually a threat, right?
I think
Have you seen that dog that cries when they play Billy Joel. It's pretty sad.
I think cinematically the light and the camera would swing to you, revealing you in a dark corner of the room.
Can I try and catch the dart out of the air just for cinematic effect?
Given that it's for cinematic effect, no roll is required. He reaches out and grabs the dart. Are you faceless or are you wearing your natural face?
Well, right now I'm letting the shadow just fall over me, and my legs are up on the table Han Solo style. So you can't really you just see the hand kind of glance into the beam of light that is splitting my form in half just in time to catch the dart. And then I go, well, that's cute.
I'm unimpressed. I meant for you to catch that.
I feel like you are your revisionist history. I think you wanted to intimidate me on some way.
No, the real intimidation
I wanted to
is that the whole dart is imbued with poison.
Is it? Because he doesn't know. He can't tell.
You lot are as weird as the vampires. What the hell is happening here?
I think what we're trying to have is a tough off, and I think you're caught in the middle of it. So you could jump in, or we could diffuse it in some way and get to the reason we're here.
I look at the beetle person.
I mean, I typically settle these things with orgies, but that would require consent.
Fair enough.
Also on the list.
And I pick my teeth with the poison dart.
Can I please have some sort of poison on there? Not deadly, but just a little bit.
Although, given what goes into his system, I think it is poison, but it's kind of like getting one of those red hot toothpicks.
Because here's the thing, exactly. It's not true that the whole thing was imbued with poison, but he's definitely picking his teeth. There was poison on that.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not smart.
But he is cool, and that's important.
Yeah,
super cool.
I think it's maybe more important. So the beetle snaps open the case, and he sets something on the table that looks like a steampunk nursery speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Sets that on the table, and then flips it open, and there's a little thing with a keyboard and a screen.
Like, that's a thing.
Is that not for you?
You know, a steampunk nursery speaker.
And he types something in.
Yes.
Like we all have.
Yes.
And he
For
says out loud,
geared
the
babies.
speaker, he says, Mr. Moriarty, your guests are here. And he's typing. He turns to Gekko.
Yes.
My understanding from Mr. Moriarty is that the problem that we are to deal with was discovered by you, sir.
That would be correct. Yes, it is.
Perhaps you could share?
I'm not sure. We're talking about the vampires, correct?
Well, and your friends that were captured and then sold by the vampires.
Little column A, little column B. Long story short.
You've told zero of the story, so I'll take the long version too.
Yeah.
A few friends of mine were kidnapped by vampires that I was previously involved with. I got to a point where I thought they were probably going to try to steal my face, so eventually I left. I wanted to save my friends, but I did not think I could do it on my own. So Mr. Moriarty here was offering to help me do it, and hopefully you lot will also help me do it.
So this is the team that operates out of a settlement they call the Shire? I understand that you are known to them and are allies of theirs.
We're talking about the wizard kid.
All right. Do you want to? Oh shit!
Oh,
you hear me? I went blank for a second on my screen. Do you want to go? Who wants to talk first? Is it going to be you, Mysterio?
Please.
No, I'm done.
That was a question of who wants to go first, so this was a deferential gesture. Like,
no, I'm asking you first.
You go.
I fire my gun. You know me.
This guy.
You talk first. Go.
Yes.
Who the fuck is Moriarty?
Didn't you bang the wizard kid?
It was
not your turn.
Thank you. Thank you.
You don't get to
Gekko.
threaten me.
Not
That's
a
an
threat.
important question.
This is a conversation and a discussion, and I spoke first and asserted authority and dominance. If you would like it, you can have it. If you don't, I would continue to keep it. Please and
I
thank you.
am allowed to ask follow-up questions during Nomi's
It was
portion.
not about the conversation.
It
You're
is
right.
because we're establishing our relationships with our friends from the
I'm
Shire.
gonna be
and
on
I'm trying to
Gekko's
figure
side
out how
saying that
interested Nomi
There
is
could've-
in recovering them.
there could have been a better time to have talked about this with more
Mhm.
comedic power, but you're right, because the comedic quickness of asking it now. Listen, no one's right, no one's wrong. And we all have BDE, okay? Who the fuck
Okay.
is Moriarty?
He is an ally of your friends.
Based on what intel? I meet a lot of people.
I don't know. I'm a hireling.
So how we to trust you?
You came here.
Maybe you shouldn't.
True.
I was hired, I imagine, the same way you were contacted. Moriarty, to the best of my knowledge, is a fixer. He arranges jobs and connects people of skill that can do those jobs. I work for him in that capacity and prefers not to make personal appearances. So generally my job is to appear and to have these meetings for him, and I communicate to him on this typey keyboard using this steampunk nursery speaker thing.
Which
Gekko,
we
may I
all know
speak?
about.
We all know.
Oh
about
no,
that.
it's hella weird.
Gekko, may I ask another question, a follow-up question?
Please go ahead.
Is Moriarty not showing his face because he's fugly?
Mm.
The speaker flickers to life, and a voice says, and it's a processed voice, but it says, "I'm not showing my face because I'm a cat."
Cats can show their
Aw.
face. That's not an if and because.
Well, I find lesser operatives lose faith in my facilities and capabilities when they see that I am 1/10 their body weight.
I'll
Look,
follow a cat into hell. So
McCavity is not on trial here.
No,
Let's
no.
figure out what we're trying to do.
Plus, the
That's true.
McCavity jokes start right away.
Moriarty, can you tell us what you've thought about for this rescue and why you selected this interesting group of individuals, please?
They're chosen because they are known to allies of mine. They're like you. They are people that I think you could safely call friends. An eccentric group, to be sure, but I think in at least most of your cases, they have brought something to your lives or careers that I think you would feel, if not that you owed them for, enough of a sense of connection to be willing to work to free them. Was I wrong about that?
Not at all.
I'll do anything for a dime.
This is, these are my brothers and sisters in Kugel, am I wrong?
So we have resources here with people that I work with. And if you need me to bring those to bear, I can. As far as the plan goes, Mr. James, my understanding is that is often your department, is it not? You all have specialties. Captain Tahna here is a leader of others, a motivator. I understand, although I've not seen her in person, I understand that she is hella tall and persuasive and charismatic. Nomi is a guide and incredibly resourceful. Tiber Fane can get into, as your reputation goes, although I suspect that you wrote this sentence, you can get into any place and woe be it the man that stands in his way, and he will look damn good doing it.
No, I don't
So-
know. That's what they say that about me.
I'm not.
Just like a thing.
We're gonna get to Gekko, but I have this one philosophy that if someone describes themselves as something, it's likely they aren't that thing. They just wish they were that thing. But
I
carry
have
on.
this philosophy about people who have philosophies.
Jump in just to see if I recognize Tiber now that his name's been called out.
I don't think so. Your characters have not operated together, and I don't think he would have been both you and Nomi principally operate in the desolation.
Yeah.
Tiber does not. He's
Okay.
a city mouse. Both he and Gekko are creatures of the reemergence of society, and then the inevitable rotting in underbelly of that society.
Got
So
it.
you are in two different fields entirely. You
Okay.
might have heard his name though, because he like you has legit notoriety.
Sweet.
So I stand up and I throw the dart down so it goes in the table that I'm seated at, and I stand up and I go, look, I've been called a lot of things. I've called myself a lot of things. The one thing that stands true is I'm loyal, and that loyalty extends to what Puss in Boots is asking of us. I am happy to ride into hell to save these people. So you got David Bowie on your side, and then I hold out my electro knife, and then I hum a few bars from.
So Tahna,
oh, you pretty things.
he pulls out the tableware version of your sword.
It's not about the size. It's about how you use it.
And at this point, she like definitely sings back and like lets her duster sort of fall open to a massive vibro rapier at her hip, and then just kind of kicks her heels up. Size doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Helps
And I
though.
said, I respect. I mean, if you need that help.
Can we get to the explanation of Gekko? Because I don't want to overshadow the glory that is the gun shooter.
The steampunk kids room speaker says, it was Gekko that made us aware that your friends had been kidnapped. My understanding is that you were working with, and correct me if I'm wrong, because this seems incredible, vampires?
Correct. Yes, I was.
So there are actual vampires, because I feel like we've just kind of gone right over that without acknowledging that that's a thing and kind of distressing.
Oh yes, no, they were actually paying me very well for a while. I think I met one, charmed one, brought me into the fold, and rest is history.
You charmed them?
Why do you think they brought me in and didn't try to eat me?
Well, I think they normally call that a familiar.
I suppose so.
I'm not going to call you a pet gecko out loud because that would be disrespectful.
So, Mr. James, it was you that realized. How did you realize that your friends had been kidnapped?
And this is Moriarty asking me this, right?
It's the voice over the speaker box.
Uh,
The beetle is just sitting back like, you decided to talk. I'm still getting paid. I don't care anymore.
okay. And I think, did I actually see them get kidnapped?
Nope. You saw their names on the manifests. The vampires have been bringing people in, and you're guessing, and they're using them to steal their identities, because that's something that the older vampires can do. And you were just watching names because
and then I saw the names of my friends from the Shire come.
Yeah, you're like names. Navad, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw their names come through, and it made me think that they were in more danger than I was hoping. Vampires might try to steal their identity, might try to kill them. It could be a whole mess. So
Gekko, I have a question. Do these vampires? You hung with them for a while, yes?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do they adhere to like strict Buffy rules? Like, can we stake them and they ash? Can we behead them? Is this a thing? Like, am I thinking when you say vampire, it conjures up a very specific set of like a rule set.
I'm gonna die on a hill that I read once that you can throw a bunch of beans on the floor, and that a vampire is compelled to count them before they can resume their activities.
Moriarty, are
beads
you
or beans?
Moriarty, are you
Beans.
sure?
Or rice.
I've heard this actually.
Are you sure
Thank
this
you.
is the lot, Moriarty? Really?
These are the names that we had of people that would be willing to help. I think perhaps it's important for you to relay that last bit of detail from your note, which is they're not with the vampires anymore, making the vampire sub-argument and whether or not they have terrible OCD not as important to resolve, that they have been sold to the warlord Curse.
Do you say curse out loud?
The cat box does.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Nomi and I
okay.
are still just like kind of going over the OCD issues of vampires, and then I hear out of the corner of me a curse.
They were taken to the World Dome. They were in like a cryogenic stasis too.
Wait, are you aware of curse also?
I know the name. Why?
I've heard rumors. Doesn't really run in the desolation. He's a little outside of it, but...
Well,
Like lima beans.
Okay, we're gonna move past beans
Primarily
now.
rice. Well, no, I mean it's just that so many people haven't. So like more likely you'll get a bunch of dried rice, and I think
Okay.
this originated from a very old, trail of like
Salt on the
a
windows.
trade.
our friends are potentially
Tahna-
about to die.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tahna's gonna
No,
like
sorry.
take a sling from like around her chest and kind of drop it on the table in front of her. And there's like a big wooden chest, and you guys all hear it like clang. And she opens it up, and it's just full of silver coins. Like,
All right,
okay.
I'm in.
Now, if you need coin to get this done, we have plenty. I
And-
owe them more than this. So are we good?
And it's legitimate, like U.S. Mint, like the kind if you thought the society was in collapse, and it did, that you might have in your coin collection for a rainy day. Apparently, Tahna has been hoarding those, and they trade very well for
Pirate.
Colts.
Anna, I will be more focused. You know my reputation. I'm just so overwhelmed with all of the refugees that have been trying to escape the thumb of curse and teaching them how to live, basically, that I just am trying to find ways to bring levity to my life. And maybe now's not the time, you're right, but it's important that you know that if we do encounter vampires, throw those coins in front of them.
Throw it right on the ground.
Just
Right on the
shoot.
ground, they have to count them.
Just kill
count
them.
them all.
The
Just
beetle
kill them.
leans forward and puts a bottle of bourbon on the table and a small cup and moves them over towards Nomi.
I'm gonna say, as the person who lived among the vampires, you're full of shit. Just kill them.
If that isn't the option,
We're
and
not
someone you
worried
were
about
fooled-
vampires anymore. We're going to deal
Maybe you're not.
with the curse.
Can I sniff to see if this is poisoned? I guess it doesn't matter. I can probably handle it.
So it smells like something
Technically,
made
all
to look like
alcohol is
bourbon. It's probably just
poison.
hooch that's been caramelized.
Great,
It's not actually bourbon, but it's gonna get you fucked up.
great. I'm in. Go full bore.
Boom.
Uh,
All right,
the
let's do a
voice
planning
says,
montage.
my so like various, and you still have some old pappy on you. So you bring out various things, and suddenly there's a bonding moment over intoxicants as people start pulling out their. And apparently, the beetle has some to offer to guests, so takes care of it. The voice box says, "So my understanding, if I'm reading this right, Mr. James,
Yes.
is that your friends were put into cryogenic stasis
Hmm.
and were then sold to Curse,
Yes.
and then they have been flown to Temple.
Yes.
So all I've been able to figure out is that they were delivered to a casino, and beyond that, I have no idea where they are or where they're stored, but all we know is that process is not foolproof. So if there's a power fluctuation or the pods they're in were not properly built, life support could fail literally at any time.
Then I guess we better be in a rush.
How far are we from Temple?
This place was chosen because it's a half a day, so you can probably even see it if you step outside.
Is there any vehicles, or are we on foot?
The cat box says, Mr. Gekko, I understand that you have something a little better than a truck.
Yes, I do. We can fly there.
Oh,
We have a flyer.
is that because you're a vampire? Because vampires can turn into
Tiber, we established of how we will deal with them.
Fair enough. Just ask.
You don't have a flyer. I have not seen a flyer in 12 bardalos.
I mean, you've said a lot of statements that weren't necessarily true, so we can just chalk that one up with the others.
So Jess, I'm going to flash back to a scene I assume that Nomi had with a bunch of fellow guides, where one of the other guides is like, we've been using like hours and weeks and days just because it's what they did before the fall. We
Right.
can just invent our own terms in our own time.
That's what I'm saying.
But Bardals?
Bardals.
What the hell is a Bardal?
A bardal is a chunk of time that's neither a week, stupid name, or a month. It's the half point of what a week or a month is, and then you multiply it times 10.
So what used to be called like a while.
Now it's a bardal. Because
It's a
remember
bardal.
that dude? Do you remember that dude that we killed down in the ravine? What was his name? Dal-
Victor
Bardal.
Clemens?
Yeah, that guy too. So the Clemens is a minute,
A Clemens is a minute.
and a bardal is like a long time because that guy took a long time to die.
It's like a micro Bardal?
Micro bardal
All right, that's a Clemens.
is a Clemens.
All right, so we go back. Naomi's clearly having a moment. So the voice on the cat box says, you have various skills and resources. As I've said, I have resources of my own and contacts of my own. As far as finding out exactly where they are and the best way to liberate them, I leave that to your combined expertise.
So can
All
I
right.
ask what your stake is in all of this?
I have no personal experience of these people. I have an associate that I've worked with for some time, one Professor Pickles. Pickles is an ally of your friends.
That's not his real name.
That's
Pickles,
a fucking, just like that's not his face. That's not his real name.
He's
Pickles-
a talking cat. I think this is probably Pickles' real name.
Might be-
Pickles is
Oh.
also an ultra cat.
Oh, he's a cat as well?
Yes,
Oh, then it's his name.
Okay. But then how did you luck out with Moriarty?
I chose my own name.
What
The
was your
local
real
cats
name?
do choose
Come
their
on.
own name.
They have a
Come on.
name that we'll never
Well
know.
played.
too.
It was Omelet.
Yeah, it was!
I prefer Moriarty if it's all the same to you, Mr.
All
Pratt.
right. All right, brunch. Let's
Yum.
do this.
Yum.
I shoot my gun again. We don't disrespect a cat's chosen name.
No, we do
But
not.
you will disrespect this environment by constantly
Mhm.
shooting it.
Yeah, what if you hit like a duct
And
in the
the
AC?
rumors that we have 3 names, there is nothing that's fucking jellicle. It doesn't exist. It's a made-up word. We have 2
All
names.
words are made up.
All right, Tiber.
See,
we're
that's
on the
what
same
someone
page
with a
now.
jellicle name trying to like.
Damn it.
Yeah.
This is why I hired the Beetle.
I enjoy Moriarty. And I'm
So-
bummed.
And I kind of can hear over the speaker, he's batting around a little fuzzy toy.
Yeah, he definitely is. Actually, he's got one that's got the little bell in it. So
Yep.
sometimes you'll hear that little
Oh,
bell.
that's what I'm saying. I'm hearing it.
So you now know that you are half a day away from Temple. You have a flyer, but getting a flyer close to a city is going to draw attention because it's not a bat wing. It's a vectored thrust vehicle. So it's big and obvious and noisy. But moves
I look at
super
Nomi, I
fast.
go vector trust.
Oh, yeah, always. They're
So loud.
How do you proceed?
All right.
Question:
Gekko.
Is it half a day's travel with the flyer or on foot
On
or
foot.
truck?
However, narratively, it turns out to be the way you travel, it will be less than a day. So roughly 8 miles,
Oh, great.
8.2 miles.
Gekko, take me to this flyer with this thrust.
Why?
We are going there, aren't we? Aren't we to use it?
Yeah, but we did not talk about a plan yet. And we are not getting on my flyer unless I know what's happening.
Where is where the bodies are being kept in the temple or in the city?
You don't know exactly. So this as GM, Moriarty told you, and also you have this information from Gekko. They were delivered to a casino, apparently.
Well, are there a lot of casinos in Temple, or would
In
Tiber
fact-
know?
In fact, you don't know of casinos being really a thing anymore, because when you're not using money anymore and you're using barter and trade, casinos are rough. People still gamble, but casinos are generally not a thing. So this is news to you.
Are there any other indicators when you say the casino? Are there any other physical descriptions of like the building that they were being held in?
No. So step one might be going to Temple proper, using street level contacts and trying to find out where the hell.
Let's do it. I know a guy in Temple.
We can say that is absolutely fair, because this is an area you operate in.
Yeah. So I know a guy in Temple. If we can get close to Temple without drawing attention to ourselves with the Vector plus A6 twin injection engine, I'm just speaking technical. I don't want to confuse you guys. Whatever. I know a lot about aircraft. It's if we can get there, I can get a contact that can probably suss out the location.
I mean, something was said about a casino, right? And she
Right.
pats the massive chest of money again, like, huh? Pirates are
A
notoriously
montage of
terrible with
making
their
a
booty.
plan that makes sense, where we all dress up as casino people like we think they were because we saw a flyer that was
So I do have to course correct it the same way I course corrected Todd. We have to do that part. So I'm absolutely down with dressing as casino. But let's go ahead and fast forward to you entering the city, because you know you have to do that.
Yep.
Meet with the contact, because you have to know at least where you're going. So your contact is someone named Lena Hayes.
Lena?
Hayes is a predator. So you know she's essentially a serial killer.
Yeah.
She is still very useful and very smart, but you know to not get too close to her.
Yeah, I don't get close. I don't get close to Lena. It's because she doesn't let anybody in. I mean, she lets them in. Like, she'll eat them, but she doesn't let them in.
Do you go alone, or is everyone else in the city but not making contact?
That's up to. I mean, I would. I wouldn't mind having someone have my six.
Have an entourage. Make yourself look
I mean,
more
I
important.
think if I'm finding my serial killer contact, if we're going to be moving through the city as a unit, that might start chatter. So I would be happy to. I would like to have someone have my back while I go find Lena, because Lena, she's and she also trucks with people who are so I would rather know that somebody's watching the door.
I'm just staring at Nomi.
I see
Okay,
you
that's
flip
cool. We
one
have
of
a lot
your
to talk
silver
about.
coins. Yeah.
No, it's a whole thing. We actually this will be fun.
You gonna come with me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So the beetle is going to hand the case with the cat box and the little computer to someone. My contract is over, and if you wish to contact Moriarty, you will need the cat box. Here you go. So you and Tahna are staying in the area
Change the
in
name of
Temple,
that
but not
device.
going to the meetup. So Temple is a mess. It was not directly hit by a bomb or anything, but it has degraded. Watch any number of Discovery Channel specials about 5 years after the bomb and the way nature reclaims cities. That's happened to Temple. There's a lot of I was dropping a 12 Monkeys reference, forgetting I had Todd in the room. So very 12 Monkeys-ish, in that wildlife has come into Temple and a lot of stuff is literally overgrown. So this is different than some of the ruined cities you've been to that have largely been bombed out. This has more been reclaimed. People that are still living here are deep within the large buildings where all of that hasn't gotten to yet. So there's still plenty of room, given how much lower the population numbers are. They can still be living deep within, under what would be the kind of bark of these overgrown buildings. They're towards the middle of all these things, and they're in that. And so you're making your way through, and there's some street traffic, but not cars, obviously, just people out walking. The vibe is still reasonably survivalist paranoid. So people in places like this tend to cling to protective survival family units. So
what does the population look like?
a lot of goblins,
Okay.
but easily 60% human. Most of them are mutated though.
Okay.
So it's
So like if I went blank face, it's not going to stand
people would
out.
just go, it's a mutant with a blank face. Like it's
Great.
weirdly normal for you to do that.
Okay.
And also no one was
What they say, when in temple, go blank face.
right. That's that old saying. And no one's going to look twice at Tahna's aura of darkness, which you can pull back if you want to, but you kind of don't have to here.
You also can't look twice at it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're walking through before they split off, what color are Nomi's eyes? Where's she at?
She's at yellow, like low alert. But like can like scan for like
It's like the
body
Bush
heat.
administration.
Yeah, we are at yellow today. Yeah, that's where we're at.
You will see a couple of snipers in buildings, and when you've got the kind of families, survivalist families like this, in a city, they will tend to separate by building. So like we're in the old Plymouth building, or we're in the old, so very Judge Dredd block wars. You know, you would get people that that's their territory. So yeah, it's a little nervous, Nomi, especially you're used to keeping your eye out. In a city like this, with everything up, with windows like this,
It's not normal for me.
on the Desolation, it's easier to see your enemy at a long distance, whereas here they have a lot more cover, and you could easily be targeted by dozens of sniper rifles.
Right,
There's almost no way to protect against it,
right.
except get inside.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think for Tiber and me, our goal is to like blend in so that we don't have to. There's very little you can do about, sniping except for like take cover if you can sense
So
it.
I imagine because he's got very good stealth, and this is his profession, you would notice he's moving strangely through the streets, and after about 20 minutes of that, you probably realize he's picking places where it's harder to target him. Like you have similar knowledge of the Desolation, of how to move like undetected, how to move safely. Tiber clearly has that knowledge here.
Great. I think I definitely don't want to fall out of step. I'm probably walking
I
similarly.
kind of picture a almost adorable like Nomi kind of fast walking behind him and like keeping up and trying to pick up what he's doing.
I think this also makes me a little uncomfortable though, because I tend to be the guide, I tend to be the person that does know this stuff.
Yeah, you stride forward and people follow you.
Yeah. So I mean, well, yeah, I'm not at ease, though my goal is to make this work.
And the Gekko and Tahna, you're just going to find a building or something and lay low for a little bit.
Makes sense to me.
Totally.
All right. So you look for an area where she might be hunting, and she basically preys on incels. Like she looks for men that might otherwise be taking advantage of her or preying on her, and she reverses it and unmakes them in violent fashion.
So it's the promising young woman. So I start whistling Bananarama's Venus as a signal to let her know that I'm in town and I'm looking for her.
What are you doing?
I'm whistling Bananarama's Venus to let her know that I'm in town and that I'm looking for her.
Listen, if we are going to work together, I don't know why I'm speaking so properly. If we're going to work together, you need to like key me in on a couple things. Like Why don't you say
just
I'm
did.
walking like an idiot because I'm trying to keep
Well,
cover?
it's not walking like an idiot. I'm keeping us alive, but go on.
But like, I mean, that might maybe the judgment of how I feel about your choices will help me.
Sorry that I didn't consider you feeling judgmented.
Don't turn around. Don't turn around my
Sorry
feelings on me.
That trying to keep you alive from snipers
So Nomi,
was somehow headed off by
You
my lack
hear-
of explaining
you
why I'm
hear
keeping you
a
alive.
pained outcry that ends in a gurgle.
Say that again. Say it.
You hear a pained outcry that ends in a gurgle coming from an alley to your left.
Yeah, and that hurts me because it's pain. So there's pain in that. But like a hummingbird, I know exactly where that is, and I'd like to lead because I can get there quickly.
Okay,
So we're having this little argument, and then you just peel off.
Yeah, I'm like,
And then there's a quick cutaway to Tahna and Gekko as Tahna just looks over and just says, "You think they're gonna die?"
Yeah, probably.
I like your gun.
Thank you. You literally let the concerning shifter man with the loudmouth maybe demon to go talk to a serial killer in a
So you
city
hear blocks away. I heard that.
in a city where we're concerned that it's just probably filled with people that would want to kill us if they knew who we were. All right.
Cool. Just come back.
see, this is the movie, The Expendables now.
During your initial meeting, I'm thinking, how do I tell them they have to roll up new characters? So, Nomi, you head down the alley and you see a person played by a young Tilda Swinton, dressed like a character from The Matrix. So very pale, very angular, very kind of almost.
I like how there's a young Tilda Swinton, as if she ages.
Yeah.
You got a good point.
That's what mortals do.
It's drawn. But she's standing in kind of the sort of, I was going to call it ridiculous until I remembered that I used to dress like this, but like the long coat that looks waterproof, for no good reason. And she is standing over clearly a dead body, and she is wiping off a barber's razor, a men's razor.
Oh, interesting. Can I infer the way this being would like to be approached so as not to threaten them?
Obviously. So if she is very protective, which she probably is, and is also a combatant, just walking up and saying, "I'm here," so there's no chance she'd see you as sneaking up on her. That's the safe.
I've also followed up.
Yeah, you're like in the background of the shot, coming in.
Yeah.
That is a clean kill.
She turns and smiles and pockets the straight razor. As it turns out, I was his goddess.
You were his
I
goddess.
look down at the ground as I come up, and I go, "She's got it. Yeah, baby. She's got it."
She laughs. I'm glad I never killed you.
I'm glad you didn't as well.
No, I will ask that another time. I just want to say thank you for probably doing good things.
I'll search his pockets in a moment and I can confirm it based on the way he approached me. He was lower than scum.
Do you cut them off and keep them?
Oh, no. My particular annoyance is the voice and the words they use.
Okay.
It never gets to a genital place.
No, but after. No, you know what I mean? Like more like a collection of like these are those people.
It's all about making it so they can't talk.
I'm not going to ask anymore because I really don't need to know anymore. I should have just kept it in my head.
Fair.
Lena, there's a place that we need to get to in the city. Do you know of a place called the Casino?
Oh,
This is a very Clemens sensitive mission.
Are you trying to get that going too?
Yeah.
It is going.
It's
All right.
That ship has sailed.
Hold on a Clement. So I thought that kind of thing was beneath you, Todd.
Not much is beneath me. I have a very, very, very low threshold.
So there is, in fact, an operating casino. They refer to it only as, of course, the casino. It is an old Wolfgang Puck restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
There was a revolving restaurant on top of a hotel. It's just north of here.
Okay.
And they liberated pawns chips from a floating casino not far from here. And you can cash in at the pawn shop and get chips and gamble. It's the first operating casino that I know of, at least in the area.
Excellent. Well, and he takes out a little piece of paper and he writes down an address, and then he goes, "Thank you. You're gonna find a neckbeard here." And he hands her a little address. This is payment.
He's just awful.
Oh.
I'll say this for the casino.
Hot Pockets and Dr. Pepper.
Is that a crime?
It's almost as bad as Crocs.
I'd like to hide my half of my armor that looks like Crocs.
So I'll say this for the casinos. They're excellent hunting ground. A lot of neckbeards there.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
good luck. I assume you're not going to waste your vaults. So whatever it is you're actually up to, good luck.
And to you as well. Our
Could you
paths
be
may
my-
cross again.
Do you want to be my goddess?
Tiber explained the song to her. I'm going to search his pockets and dispose of this body. So it would be great if you left.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to back up.
There's going to be some chopping. That I don't
That's
know
why
if you can-
I asked. Anyway, I'm out.
She pulls out a Japanese pole song. It's the best video.
I'm impressed. I really love this. I'm really learning a lot just by watching. This is great. I gotta go though. Bye.
Mazel, and I whistle the song as I back out of it.
She whistles in unison as you
Yep.
withdraw.
Two-part harmony.
There's no way we're getting
She's
the rights
got
to
it.
that, but it's
Nope. Yeah, baby, she's got it.
so Tahna and Gekko, they are gone.
What does she have?
Hmm?
What does she have?
It's it.
You know what it is.
Do I hear Gekko out of?
As we're approaching,
Yeah.
we've been talking about, and I've been being, it's like circuitous conversation that doesn't satisfy anything Nomi's asking.
Yes, but if she is, it could be had. What is it?
Here's the thing. Oh, Gekko!
We did it. We have it. We got it. She got it. I got it now.
So I point in the distance, and you can see in the distance, this is like in a video game what we call the weenie, where we're heading, that always points to true north as we're making our way through the city. But we got to go to a pawn shop first, and I think we're going to put your coins to some great use, Captain.
What the hell's is happening?
No idea.
We found out where the casino is.
And we have to go to a pawn shop. You said, and why are we
In
going
order
to, the
to
pawn
get entry to the casino, we got to cash in some chips.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You got to buy the chips at the pawn shop and then bring them to the casino to get in.
That's stupid.
I don't disagree.
I do really like the idea of dressing up though as somebody else.
Why do you have to dress up?
Why not?
I mean, you might have to dress up, but why do you have to dress up?
Because it is fun.
To the pawn shop.
To the pawn shop!
So when we see the group approaching the pawn shop, and it's literally, there's the hotel with the orbiting restaurant up top, and then there's a building to the left that probably was originally a pawn shop. It's got a sign for the pawn shop. It's not lit up, but you can see it. And it's been cleaned up a little bit. People are coming in and out. It's in fact the most active thing you've seen in the area. A lot of people seem, it's very, if you've ever been to Vegas or any place like it, it's got that vibe of people coming out are often either elated or depressed, because they're elated because they've got the chips, but they're depressed if they had to go get their $5. Like there's that definite like emotional roller coaster feel to the people here. And it is clearly a place people can trade in their stuff Mad Max style and get casino chips for it. So it's taking barter and trade and turning it back into representative currency.
So I don't think anyone knows how many volts I have on me. I'd like to get a sense of whether how much a volt might go for, and if it does make sense to use the coins versus the volts.
Yeah, good call.
Mm-hmm.
So the coins, you would think I wrote this. I think there's like 100 volts per coin or something like that. There is an exchange rate, and they're worth quite a bit. The volts, the coins, so let's do the interaction first, because you don't know what the exchange is. So you head in, there's people about, there's a big cage, and there is a incredibly overweight man, maybe, who is suspended spider-like in some kind of cybernetic thing that he's using to get around, kind of like a mechanic might use to get around a shop. So it's counterweighted, and he's able to come quickly in and take your box of trading cards and then zip up and put them on the shelf and come back in. Good day. How can I help you?
Hail and well met, my good tarantula.
Oh, I like that. I normally go by Owlbear, but tarantula is so much better.
We're in need of chips. And apparently you are the person to speak to. Is that correct?
So he comes in close-ish, but he's still on the other side of the cage and says, I'm not supposed to say this, but you seem, let's just say I like the nickname. You know, casinos, generally speaking, are rigged, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you sure?
Oh, I never said I was going to be spending my money.
Oh, all right. Good. It really helps if you can find. Never mind. I can't find the file, so it's a lot of coins. So he can cash you in for chips. Some is going to be Nomi's got some volts. You have some coins. You make a reasonable exchange. You come out with a tray of stuff to play with, which is also certainly enough to get you in the door. If they're looking for someone who's there to play, to let you in, you definitely look like players now.
Hold on. I do want to say, though, that it has been in my sheet the whole time that I have a collection of Frogkins toys, which I believe are Beanie Babies. And I would have tried to pass off my Beanie Babies first because they're just really hard to keep track of on the ship. And everyone keeps taking them from me.
So the Frogkins toys are worth more than the silver coins.
Yo!
Because they're rarer. So he, in fact, gives you a whole tray of chips just for the Frogkins.
Yes! That'll show my cheating ex-husband or whatever lie I told you before.
Should you not be able to pawn back out, I have a client that collects these.
Thank you.
And he doesn't have any blue face. The blue face Betty is very rare.
Do I have a blue face Betty?
Right here.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Yeah. All right. We'll talk in a little bit. She's my favorite, too.
The group heads out. You now have two of the four of you have trays of chips, very Vegas style. And the greeters are wearing plasteel armor. So these look to those of you, well, mostly. So Tahna's got a sense, and so does Nomi, that they're dangerous looking, but you don't have quite the insight that Tiber would have, that these are top of the line mercenaries. So
these are the ones that are working here.
Yeah.
I'm going to size one of them up to see if, I don't know, if he's Tiber sized.
Yeah, you could fit into that plasteel. I mean, you would definitely want to have the advantage on him before trying to take him. He looks competent and aware.
then I will gain the advantage on him if we're going to take him. But I want to lure him away from a public space because I don't want to make a spectacle.
Before the potential spectacle happens, let's do a mid-show 5-minute bio break.
Woot!
And we'll go back to the possible either amazingly good idea or amazingly terrible idea when we come back.
Or both. It could be both.
That's true. One after the other.
So Tiber, looking at the way they're positioned, they're in the short hallway going in, and there's two of them because they're watching each other. So unless you can lure them away from their posts, you couldn't take one out without alarming the other one. Like they're there.
I know somebody who has amazingly potent poison darts.
So having tasted them, they were moderately irritating poison darts.
To me.
So you can give that a shot. So the group, I assume, passes them.
Well, that's also just the darts that I shot at him.
Thank you.
And you'll need to confer. So you pass them. And there is a large open area, and there are table games going on. And it's very much a traditional casino because they've converted all the nonsense of the apocalypse back into chips. And they're gambling just like humans and mutants have gambled for ever so long. Even a cursory glance of any reasonable person will inform what the tarantula told you, which is it's very clearly weighted in favor of the house. But there are enough people here, like in any casinos of the past, that think they can somehow beat the odds that they're willing to throw their money away in pursuit of that little piece of fallacy.
So this isn't an upper class. This is a sad bunch of people.
So this is like off
This is
script.
Reno.
Yeah, this is a place that's circulating flyers that tell you all you can eat sandwiches. Yeah.
It's like Ellis Island in Vegas. I totally got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite place, by the way.
No, I love it. I walk around like, ooh, I'm in hell, and it's fascinating. Yeah. So there are any number of side rooms. There's a sign to the elevator bank that would go up, and there's a restaurant on the second floor, but you don't think the revolving restaurant's being used as a restaurant anymore because there's no indication.
It's
there would have
cyber storage.
So it's that, or it's
cryo.
like where the boss is, or any number of things like that. But it's obviously not
anything from video games.
right.
We gotta go up.
So what do? Do you waste some chips to blend in?
I think whether anyone asks me or not, I go to spend some chips.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a single 6-sided die. High is good, low is bad.
2.
So you very quickly lose a quarter of your tray of chips, to the point where, and I've been around this enough times in Vegas, it's like, how did that happen so fast, right?
Oh, 100%. Which means I now have to try to win it back.
The logical next move. Roll 2 6-sided dice, please.
Oh, hold on. Before this happens,
So
these are my chips.
I have 300
Oh,
votes.
you have your own chips.
I would have tried to make sure she didn't waste her own chips at first.
Oh, okay.
Can I attempt to lead Nomi and try to give her some help?
You absolutely can. So now only roll a single d6.
Cool.
So you're over her shoulder, just giving her.
You got this.
Yeah,
I'm like your Will Smith in Focus.
What? What is that?
I don't know.
One of them was gambling, and now the other one's giving gambling advice as a backseat driver.
What's the game we're playing?
6-pack physique.
Okay, great. I love this game, and I'm really bad at it. So wait, what am I rolling?
Just a single die.
Okay,
Have
can't
you
wait.
roll 2?
Wait, fuck.
Because you're putting good money after bad, but Tom is helping.
While this is going on, I just sort of nod that to Gekko that I'm gonna peel off to check out the elevator situation, if there is indeed one, and to see if there's like a security panel so that we could John McClane this elevator thing as opposed to just being
All of these
obvious that we're
references.
getting an elevator. Yes.
He knows I'm down with the references. That's
Tiber spent a lot of time in rehab with a lot of old DVDs.
So what did you roll, Jess?
A 1.
Wow. So Tahna, you've never seen someone lose money as efficiently as Nomi just managed to lose half of what she had left. So now she's down to like one part of her tray, which is now effectively mostly empty.
It was almost beautiful.
Chaos
the way in
tends
which
to
she
be
failed.
sometimes.
I'm gonna walk
Can I have
away.
some money? Can I have some
No,
money?
absolutely not. And don't make eye contact with me because I feel like I will catch whatever you just did and it will be a part of me.
The goblin who runs the table leans over to Tahna and gives her a piece of paper. It's for your friend. It is a free meal in the restaurant.
Nice.
It is the least that we can
Shrimp
do.
cocktail.
I mean, can you make it 2? Like, she's not going to eat by herself. That's insane. Thank you. Awesome.
He easily lost enough.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need a stealth check from Tiber.
Do I apply anything?
Nope. You just sometimes I'll have you roll less or more right, but
So
you
I got a 5
all you need is
and a
6.
6.
So 1 6 is a success. So
Yep.
you slip in there, so you're pretty sure you're not observed. Although you see, and I won't have you roll for this because you know what to look for. There are active security cameras, so you could not get through this elevator area unseen by those cameras. It is literally impossible.
No, but I know someone who's got an amazing cloak.
You could, yeah. There is an elevator at the back that has a key card to open it, so it doesn't have a button or anything. So that's probably the security
I could
that
hack
probably
that.
goes up. You could, but you'd be in full view of the camera. Like you're
Not if I
looking
had
up.
someone with an amazing cloak of darkness.
Well, the cloak of darkness would just make the camera pick up. Like the two guys would be like, "Hey, John, you just see the darkness move into that passage?"
Right, and if the darkness stood in front of me, well, in all their hella tallness, I could like bang, 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 a hack.
Do you relay this plan to Gekko?
Yeah, so I go
back.
hella tallness, gank, bang, bang, bang.
So Gekko, another way would be to try to hack the cameras.
Mm-hmm. We could just hack the camera itself to consistently play a loop of what it's seeing right now. So that
Someone said tall darkness. What's going on over here?
They're walking up, and Tahna's got like 2 buffet passes.
I'm eating I'm eating a sandwich. Somehow I already got it.
Yeah. What? I don't even know where she got the sandwich.
Probably some sad guy that's looking for women that just lost money.
And then right as
When he got to
Tahna
his
turns
family.
around to me, I'm also eating one.
How?
our
And also-
friends are probably going to die. You realize that, right? That's why we're here.
Yes, and that's why I need sustenance.
Full stomach.
Thank you.
And I think only
Clear hearts
Gekko
can't lose.
would probably remember that they're advertised as sandwiches, which begs the question what the hell they are.
I don't tell them.
Okay. They're eating something, that's for sure.
You're eating people.
She's covered in powdered people.
It's also
I know if it's people because I know what people taste like.
We
Maybe
live
the taste
here.
buds are
The
wrong.
chances of having eaten person are super high.
I like
Why are
that
all
you're-
of you okay with this?
I like
You
that you're-
were hanging out with vampires who canonically eat the most people.
They don't actually eat people. Like they don't eat them whole like that.
You know
often.
what? Now's
Oh,
a
okay,
good time
they're
to
cannibals on a juice cleanse. What are we doing?
You brought it up.
Here's the thing, Gekko. I find that you are very judgmental, and I am doing my best as an empath to deal with that. But I really thought we had something strong when we hugged, but then you really just seemed to judge all of my approach here or Tiber's approach. And now you're even picking fights with Tahna. Are you okay?
I think I've taken a bite of Nomi's sandwich while she was giving this very good rant. Just
Right?
About 3 of you have had sandwich.
You know what, Nomi? What should we do? Since you have so much knowledge and wisdom to share, how should we
Saying
say?
that I'm any smarter than you, Gekko. I'm saying that I just want to be your friend so that we can do this really well together.
we can be friends if our other friends aren't dead.
We'll get to you. We're gonna crack that code, Gekko. We're gonna crack it.
No, we won't.
I'm already trying to hack the camera now.
So you need to get
Based on
somewhere.
Gekko's advice.
So it would have to be someplace that has an internet and basically intranet. So it has to have a localized connection to that camera. So you need to go around to side rooms and look for someplace with a console.
I'm gonna go do that.
Can I do a lap with him and try to spot something?
Because the two of you have not been paired, I think it's absolutely critical the two of you spend at least a scene together.
Boom.
So the two of you head off looking for a side room of the computer.
And as we're walking, like as people sandwiches go, that's not a bad.
Honestly,
sandwich,
right? And I mostly eat metal, so you know,
fair.
Not bad.
And there's a good amount of iron in person.
There you go.
So
I like you.
So we're looking, and we're.
So how do Gekko and Nomi pass the time to remain inconspicuous?
I go talk to somebody else
You walk away
immediately.
There's any number of fuckboys in the equivalent.
Yeah, I talked to someone who works here about like potentially looking for a job and wondering who I should talk to for that.
There are a lot of goblins, which seems, at least on the surface, kind of racist. But there's a lot of goblins in casino uniforms.
Yeah, so I'll ask one. Who exactly would I talk to about a job here by chance?
What do you do? Do you deal, or you look more like a security?
A little bit of both, and I'm very good with cards.
Really? And he goes over to the table. Jacob, take 10. And he picks up a deck and he riffles it. Hands it to you. Show me
I'd
something.
like to go sit at that table.
Oh, God.
Nobody sits down at your table.
And I have very little money, mind you.
She's got the equivalent of like $72.
Oh, stranger, I'm going to take your money.
Okay.
Okay, so let's keep it simple. Why don't you both roll 2d6? Let me know who gets hired.
Well, I'm trying to use deceive specifically.
Then just make a deception test.
Perfect.
And it doesn't matter what number rolls. So she's playing a game, but she's not actually playing the game she thinks she's playing. She's playing Gekko's deception game.
What if I know that?
That's the second step, would be your insight test. We have to find out how well he deceives first.
At the very least, I just wanted to be next to him.
Okay, something's acting weird.
Let me help you out here. Gekko, deception, 7 dice, sir.
Yep.
And then you're just looking for sixes.
Got kicked out of the thing. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, if you got some dice, just roll the bones. It's fine.
That is 2 6s.
Okay, so Nomi, you can now make a insight test.
I don't want to against 2 6s.
Yeah, you gotta. It's a formality.
It's okay. No, I'll do it.
You're only rolling 3 dice.
I know, and I just got a partial success on one.
Okay, so you are blissfully unaware that he's like done a back palm, and he's done like a riffle cut. He's been feeding you cards. Yeah, you lose your money. Honestly, not quite as fast as you managed to do all on your own, but he takes the rest of your money. The goblin says, I can put a word in for you. Do you? I can take you up to HR.
That would be delightful. I would have done that.
Sorry, ma'am. Would you like a? I have these for the buffet.
I've already eaten.
Oh, free drink?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Not non-alcoholic if you can do it. This one seems rowdy.
You don't work here yet.
Meanwhile, Tahna and Tiber.
Yeah.
I need just someone to roll a d6 because this is a random chance thing, not a skill. 5 is an excellent roll. So you pick a good room, and I would assume Tiber, infiltration being his thing, is able to choose a decent room, you pick a unused conference room. So
I found an unused conference room.
And it's tied in. The problem is, I don't think in your equipment you have anything to connect up. Like you don't have a computer or a deck or anything, do you?
Look on the floor. There's an abandoned computer.
Oh, look, it's connected to the internet.
That's perfect.
I love the version of the Lord of the Rings it would be. Is this Narsil? Did it reforge itself? Holy shit, this is going to be so useful. No, that's an old pizza box. It's actually not a computer.
The way the light was hitting it, it looked like a MacBook Pro.
It really did. Yeah.
I remember those from the long ago.
They were so light. Yeah. So you have the connection. All you need is something to connect to it. So you found a safe room that people aren't going into, and you found a way to connect into the system. You just need, it seems probable that Gekko has the equivalent of a deck, because that's the kind of hairpin, but he's not currently with you.
I think we need to alert the troops that I found a way to bypass the cameras, but I'm only halfway there.
Sweet. Well, I'll go get them.
Is that a song lyric where we're going to Living on a Prayer from there?
Well, I'm halfway there.
No! And with that, Tahna storms out.
When you open the door, there is a goblin, and he's very, I don't know if we can use this term anymore. Back in the old days, we used a term called blousy to describe certain women of a flirty variety, a demonstrably and obviously flirty variety. We'd say blousy. So there is a goblin who appears to be an employee, and he's got his hand around her well-constructed waist, and he is leading her into what he assumes is a private room. And he runs into Tahna.
I'm going to pull out one of my inhalers of Piggy and look as though I have already used it. And I go, you do not want to go in there. We are having a very good time.
Awesome. So let me see if he knows what that is. Oh, yes, he does. So give me a deceive test, please, with a +1 die. So that's 5 dice for you.
Why did that freeze? No, the thing froze. Sorry.
That's lame.
Oh no, I left again. Okay, I'm just gonna roll.
Just roll, it's fine. I love all this technology that's basically useless. Just grab some damn dice.
Okay, I got 2 6s and a 5.
Okay, so he smiles the most sickeningly up for it smile and says, I could eat.
Okay, and I want to like kind of artfully kick the door shut behind me and like sweep them away. And I will pass off like the dose of Piggy in order to continue moving across the casino floor.
So there's a little bit, you don't have to make a roll or anything. There's a little bit of a moment when you're giving it away, and it leaves your hand, that you're giving away one of the 3 in your stash to somebody without having used it. But there's probably a twinge for you.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. And he shows it to her and she, ooh.
If you see, hold on, nothing's for free. If you see anyone going to that door that's not me or friends with me.
Not thinking when you say that, she leans in to give you a big kiss.
Oh. I'll like hold for a second, then slowly disengage. Like, that was very nice of you. No.
Oh.
No, thank you. No, it's fine. I'm gonna go.
Okay. I think there's a pizza in here.
It's not for you. And I'm just gonna face mush her away.
Yeah, that's definitely Todd's right. Tiber follows you out, and he's actually got a slice of pizza.
What? Get
like
get
a
in there.
Jurassic slice of pizza. That is not new.
Tiber, wait in there. What are you doing? I'm gonna go get Gekko and Nomi.
So
I thought you
Gekko,
needed backup.
the goblin doesn't take you to the slide door, but it takes you to a door marked employees only.
Oh, cool.
And Nomi, you see him go into that elevator and he's taken up. You don't go all the way up to the tower, so you're not in the revolving restaurant, but you're on an upper floor that's apparently identified. So the sign is not original to this building. It's been put up, like it's a new sign.
As Gekko gets on the elevator just before he looks back at Nomi and does. And then the doors close. Continue.
Which emboldens me to follow through with my plan.
Oh God, we're dead.
Oh, what is your plan?
I'm going to befriend the person who makes the sandwiches.
Okay. So we're going to go there. So Nomi goes over to the restaurant, and there is a mutant who has an extra arm in the middle of his chest making sandwiches. He seems to regret all of the choices he's made in his entire life. He has a plastic hat thing.
Hi.
I'm almost done. I will bring out another tray of sandwiches forthwith.
No, I was just sad. And I just wanted to say your sandwich was so good. But anyway, sorry if you don't want to talk to me. It's okay.
He fronts being all cool. He says, yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, you're not slowing me down too much.
I mean, I can't. You have 3 hands.
Yeah. Talking about Dexter here?
Is that what you name him?
Yeah, he doesn't always do what I want.
Yeah, if only my hands did what I want all the time.
You have phantom me syndrome?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fascinating. Can I make you a double cheesy?
You know what I really want?
I hope it's a boyfriend.
Well, what I really want is cheesy mac and cheese. And I heard that upstairs they have some. But that's part of the reason why I'm so sad. Is that all my friends went up there, but they only had 1 passcode, and I was supposed to join them.
Oh.
Oh, what?
You just want to see the exhibit.
Well, maybe I want you to show me the exhibit.
You're not the first sandwich girl who's been here. Generally, they want me to take them up to see the exhibit.
God, this hits home.
All right. I feel like I'm being called out for something I didn't realize I was going to be called out for. But forgive me for trying to be nice to you.
It's fine, but just be aware when you walk away towards the elevators, I'll be watching your butt.
Are you going to get me up to the exhibit or not? Because, like, what's the transaction here?
I'm going to be a little gross about watching your hiney, and I can get you up to see the exhibit.
I have no problem with someone adoring my hiney because it's a good one. But as long as we don't get inappropriate with it. But yes, thank you.
I will be the judge of that, ma'am.
You can call me Patricia.
All right. I will accept the name you have offered. You may call me Maximus.
And it's nice to meet you too, Dexter.
It makes a little waving.
Oh, fuck.
Setting.
So do I get the exhibition codes?
He will walk you to the elevators. Meanwhile, Gekko, the doors open, and they open on a reception area, which is flanked by all of your friends in cryogenic pods, very Star Wars cryo-freeze style, just on display in the lobby up in the employees area.
Perfect.
There's Navad.
What did they say their name was? Navad?
Oh, no. Navad is the name of your friend.
Okay. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no.
Doing this.
All right, I'm just going to get you over. I mean, we don't really do paperwork anymore, but I'll tell them that you did good card work, and that poor girl seemed to think she was actually gambling, and you just You just took her money. That was pretty beautiful.
It was so satisfying. You have no idea.
Some, but you show promise. We can
Thank
get you working on the floor probably tonight if you want.
That would be perfect. Is this the break room up here?
Oh no, this is just the reception. This is like the lobby. I'll take you back to where
Got it.
HR is, and HR is just a guy. I mean, they call it HR, but like it's not like there's a whole department up there.
And did the goblin get me up here by like a key card or something?
No, you just use the elevator marked employees only.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so Tahna and Tiber don't find Gekko, but you see Nomi walking out of the like prep room for the buffet, and are you playing up the what? Is there like extra jiggle in the walk?
No,
Okay.
it's good.
Okay,
It's good. It doesn't require extra respect.
so her walk-
And I already got the deal. There's no secret
Right,
sauce
right.
coming. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he did not negotiate well. Yeah, so you're just walking. So she clearly has someone following her, pretty obviously staring at her butt, and she can't not notice him. Like he is not being subtle at all. And they're heading towards the elevators to go.
Hey,
Tiber.
sis. Actually, Siri thought I was talking to her. Hey, sis. Where are you off to?
What are you do? Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
don't you hate it when people call people sis that they don't know? It's so weird.
Oh man, this is really not what I signed up for. I mean,
What
is
did-
this does he roll me now? Is this what could say? I mean, that's happened just yesterday.
What?
He thinks that you're the distraction, and I'm gonna somehow and what was the thing that you called a phantom me? What did you call it?
Nothing phantom me, yeah.
And I go, you got a phantom me. I see. Oh no, man, I respect it. But I just was curious. This is my sister. She likes to pretend that she doesn't know me, and I don't want to interfere with any.
Know me.
I didn't touch your sister, man.
Look, that is between y'all. She's a grown-up person. Just where are you off to? I just lost track of where you went. And
Yeah, because you guys went up to the exhibit without me.
oh, the exhibit. Right.
You want to take them too?
Where's our cousin Gekko?
Oh, Gekko died.
This really seems to me like an infiltration team. I mean, I gotta
Okay.
say, just right up front.
Hey, Tahna, can you just handle this, please, and get the
Yeah,
code?
you know what? He's not here to roll you. I am. So shut up and keep walking.
So he walks right up behind Nomi. I was following her. We're
Well,
going to the elevators.
Does he offer the card, or is he just gonna walk with us
There's
there?
no card.
Oh, we could just go up the. Ugh! And I want to face palm him away and then walk to the elevator.
It
Well,
was
you have an employee take you because there are cameras and they're going to give you trouble if you're not.
Come on! And I grab him by his weird chest hand.
Oh, Dexter!
Yep. Let's go.
Oh, this is a non-consensual hand job. You pull him away, and yeah, the elevator is not the one with the key guard. It's the one with the handwritten sign that says employees.
Yep.
And there's a button, and it comes. Meanwhile, Gekko, you sit down with someone whose name is apparently HR.
Yeah.
Who's got an old patched suit. So they tell me you're a card sharp.
Yes, I am.
We got room on a shift tonight.
It'd be my pleasure. Just tell me where to be.
Excellent. And he gives you a table number and he gives you a time. and you negotiate a rate that's actually pretty good. It'll be one of the better jobs you've ever had.
Oh my gosh. It's a shame.
You're making a lot of money here, apparently.
Do I get like an employee vest or something?
Yeah, we're gonna have to take you. We got a whole closet of these things. We're gonna have to
Fantastic.
get you a uniform.
Fantastic. Thank you. I am so excited for this opportunity. I do love to rob idiots of their money.
It's really our passion here.
Oh my God.
We like to rob idiots of their money. I'd make it the motto on the sign if I could. So bringing this all together, I think the whole group ends up meeting up in the room, surrounded by the player characters in choir freeze pots. Gekko is in a uniform now. You're all there. There isn't actually anybody in the room with you, but there are armed guards around and there are cameras everywhere. So you're together. And the guy, the sandwich maker, once he got you in the elevator, that was the agreement. He goes back to work. So he's not.
Hello, interesting patrons.
Where's
And
my
so
money?
I'm there. So there's. Can you give me the geography again so I can?
So there's an elevator bay, and then there's a big circular room that's basically reception. And
A
then
killing floor.
yes. And then there's 3 ways out, and that's to other areas of this floor, which are being used by the staff.
And our cryogenically frozen people are display cases in this reception area.
Yep, they are.
How many of our friends are?
I think the count is 7.
There's 7 of our friends
Yeah.
in the cryo chambers. And how many cameras?
There's at least a half a dozen in the room that you can see quickly.
There's a half a dozen cameras
Because
it's a circular room.
Right, and there'd be less. There'd be 5.
You could have said
almost
6.
half a dozen.
You could have said 6.
I want to
And
be.
how many guards?
You would have to spend more time in the area to get a sense for that, because there's none stationed in this room. Right now, you're alone.
Can we seal off these hallway doors?
So you go up, and there are old fire doors, like the ones that were in a lot of like hotels, but they haven't been moved in 100 years.
It's not
So
what I
with a
asked.
crowbar, you could pry one out and seal the door. You think?
Okay. Is there any furniture in the room that we could use as obstructions to these hallways as we try to decarbonize our friends?
In this room, no, but in the hallways leading away, there are some small couches. There's small seating, but this room is apparently people come in here and regard the exhibit standing. So there may have at one point been light furniture up here, and like it's the kind of place where there would have been standing ashtrays. All that crap has been moved out.
I have a question. Didn't you guys make the camera loop? Right or no?
No, we
never
weren't
got
able
the
to.
chance to.
Oh,
Because
now
I,
can we
go
do
do
it?
it.
I couldn't connect the pizza box.
Yeah.
I see. That's right. That's right.
He tried.
I tried it.
It was a lightning port pizza box. It's super weird.
Exactly. Thank you. I hate that they do
Why do
that.
they keep
That's how they
changing?
screw you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, however, you do know where to hook up, and Gekko does have the equipment to do it. So you have to go
Gekko,
back down the elevator to
I
that
need to
floor.
hook up. Do you have the equipment to do it?
Tiber, I need you to be very clear. Are you making an innuendo right now?
I don't know. I literally don't know what the word means.
Okay.
And so I'm going to assume, hopefully, that I'm not, because the way you said it, it sounded like it was a bad thing to do.
Yes.
Okay, here's what I want to do.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I want to set the cameras on a loop like we were going to do downstairs. But downstairs, I didn't have a thing to do it with. But I'm a kick-ass hacker, and I can plug into the thing. And
So the biggest problem, and this will occur, we're going to say Tahna,
Mhm.
say you do unfreeze them. You have 7 bodies that you have to remove.
There's 7 brothers.
Right. From
I love that musical.
from a casino full of people.
Yep.
And they're going to not be real well when you unplug them. Like, it is likely to be a while before they're okay. So they're not just going to walk out of it.
Mm-hmm.
How durable are they, and are we close to a window?
The pods are not made to throw out like the egg-breaking rocket test. Like they would die if you just threw them out. On the other hand, you do know of an expanding foam that could be used to create something a little more bouncy. You don't have a lot of it, but maybe could find something like that.
I'm just more pissed that you sent us on a wild goose chase that we can't win. We can do this.
Could win. They may die.
But they were already basically dead, so
They may outlive us all.
true.
Right. So we just tomorrow, episode 1, we just see pages come off the calendar.
And we're just eating people sandwiches.
A new society rises.
It's a
without
shame.
gerbils.
It's a shame. We could have.
We have a couple options. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say our options are to try to fight our way through those gods over there and make out with a bunch of really cumbersome bodies, or
I don't want to make out with anybody. What are you saying?
He said you didn't know what innuendo was, and then...
Oh, then that's what that is?
Yes.
Okay, I do know what it is. I do know what an innuendo is. I do know. Using context, it became clear.
Subterfuge has got us this far, but what if we just have a conversation with violence with the curse?
I'm in.
Any objections?
I missed it.
Would we have to not go through all of the guards of the curse too? What? They're in this room.
So as far as you can tell, looking around Gekko, this is not defended like you would defend where a warlord would be.
Mm-hmm.
If he's in this building, your guess is he's in the revolving restaurant, which is on the other side of the elevator with the pass key.
Mm-hmm.
It probably has like turrets and guys in plasteel armor and all kinds of defenses.
You know what?
Yeah.
Screw trying to mix with the cameras. If the captain wants a fight, let's start detaching these people, and the fight will come to us.
What?
Gekko, if you have a better idea, I need you to spit it out. You're in here in the little vest, and I can't tell if you're trying to get like a summer job or something. If you have a plan, say it. If you don't, we're going to get to murdering. I'm sorry, I'm down a surprising amount of money because Nomi's very bad at gambling. So I'm feeling a little antsy,
Little edgy.
and I'm giving away my drugs. So what are we doing?
You know what? You all were picked because you are experts at what you do. I will leave that to you.
Sweet. So I want to turn to like the closest guard, pull out my vibro sword and say, we're fighting or you're helping me cut this guy down.
So there's a guy walking around the hallways, one of the side halls. You say that, he turns around. What?
Either one, your call.
You shouldn't be up here. And he reaches for something.
Fighting.
Make stabbing.
Mm.
Okay, I don't need to roll dice for this because surprise guard on his own. Tahna, all pissed off from losing a bunch of money and a little pissed off about drugs, can easily just shish kebab that poor bastard.
And I just turn back to the group and give a little bow and say, one.
Bing! And like a Chiron appears next to her as one. And then
So at this point,
fades.
Gekko would notice little red lights going on all the cameras.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to look very afraid of all of them.
Quick, throw down beans!
Ooh, yeah. Wait, where are the silver coins?
What do you...
There aren't
Wait,
vampires here.
I reach in my pocket and have a bunch of sand grain.
That
and I
would work
throw
too,
it.
probably.
So,
Like salt guy.
is... Oh Good
You Tiber starts disconnecting pods.
And how many Clemens before they would fall out of the things and we have to get them out?
About 5 per pod.
5? Okay. And will they be ambulatory?
Oh,
or
no.
will they be like, every
Not
time
for-
loses
not
a
for
grandeur?
at least a
Okay.
day.
Pardon me?
Not for at least a day.
No, so they're just dead weight
They're
that we
just
have
dead.
to get out of here. Now,
Yes.
is there a laundry closet that might have a basket
Not on this. Well, this level's been
for
repurposed.
linens?
Roll a d6, because that's not possible. So he starts. I see a montage where we cut back and forth. Thing 1, Tiber opening doors, going, damn it, and then moving. Thing 2, Captain Tahna just almost calmly murdering another guard. Thing 3, Gekko looking anxious and concerned and looking at one of the cameras and trying to figure out the escape route.
Yeah.
After the 3rd dead guard in the 3rd room, Tiber opens a door, and there is, in fact, a chute. So it doesn't look like, it looks like a garbage chute. But if this place has not been operational, which it hasn't, there's a pretty good chance you can figure out by just opening it and smelling. Like if there's an incinerator, it's probably not on.
What an interesting smell we've discovered. So,
What could it mean?
yeah.
Do you want to pull your friends and throw them away?
If it's a chute, it might, like, they're in a thing, right? So we could, like, pneumatic tube, like, clink, wheel, clink, wheel, clink.
Too small sadly, for the pod.
So is there, well, you said couches, so we could, like, tie a pillow around them.
Yeah.
We could make it nice and soft and then put them down the chute.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I'd assume one of you
You
has
seem surprised, Gekko.
one of you has duct tape.
Yes, I am.
It is the apocalypse, so you've got to have duct tape.
Yeah.
So you would
Toolbox
take
on a roll. Toolbox
so
on a roll.
You pull down PCs and you duct tape couch cushions to them and then throw them away.
Just to be fair, so I'm not completely useless. The duct tape was mine.
Nice.
There's 2 things women need is WD-40 and duct tape.
Yep. There you go. And to maintain Gekko's kayfabe, once she notices that he's trying to look concerned, Tahna is going to like over gesticulate. So the cameras pick up that Gekko, as just a mild-mannered employee, is being press ganged into service by a bunch of ruffians.
So are you being a little rough with him while you're selling that?
I push him like once and I'm like, I don't know what you want or how to make you happy. So does this help?
Right?
Waggle, waggle, waggle.
I don't think there's a good answer to that question.
Okay.
So at this point,
Avast!
At this
Move the
point,
booty! And I start throwing pillows.
There's a klaxon noise going on. So
How many of our friends have we gotten down the chute?
Yeah.
4 of 7.
4 of
Okay.
7.
And so the hotel is apparently on alert.
Now,
I'm
does the
gonna
camera
go
pick up
down.
what I'm doing with them?
No, not really, because now and then one of the guards that was up here shows up, and
And-
Tahna
and
murders him with her sword.
Great.
I've
6.
Ooh. I want to go to where I think the chute is so that they're just not like falling back into enemy hands.
So here's the problem:
Oh no.
when you're throwing them down. So I like the idea that Nomi like does them like the meme with the woman with the math superimposed. Like, wait a minute, I hear bang, bang, bang as they go down the chute. That goes down more levels than the ground level. We're probably throwing them into the basement.
Which is
Because
at
that
least down.
also makes sense. If there was like an incinerator, that's where they would have been.
But I put 2 and 5 together. There are likely tunnels.
So Gekko, if you could get to a connection, although Tiber says he knows where one is,
Yeah.
you could pull up a map and figure out where that is.
We'll do
So
that.
do you want to just separate yourself from the group and go try to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, you're also wearing a uniform, so in theory, you can go to pizza box room and hook up and find out the other end of this.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so make a deception roll.
It is safer there.
I do love the idea that you've played twice, and both times you become an employee of the bad guys.
Yeah. And
It's
you know
very-
what?
it's
It
very
worked both
consistent.
times.
And you made money both times.
He still has to fill out a W-9.
You think this is taxable work?
Is
I also like the idea that
It's not above
Gekko
board.
becomes the employee of the month each time.
No dear. One success.
That's enough. So you pass through the crowd, the magic of looking like you belong. No one really questions you. So you open the door to the pizza box room, and there is something happening that involves a lot of flesh and a lot of eating and some noises you wish you could forget.
Orgy. Strange. Where's that box? Wrong statement. Where is the outlet?
It's in the room. It's on the wall over by her.
Excuse me. Pardon me. That shouldn't fit there. Excuse me. Okay. Didn't know you could do that.
So you just make your way through the room and you sit down, take out your deck, and connect anyway.
Yep.
You score 2 cool points, which aren't even a thing, but you got 2 of them. All right, so you're checking in while they're
Don't say that.
in activities. And upstairs, Tahna, your count gets to 8, and then there doesn't seem to be any more guards up here. You seem to have just executed all of them. They didn't seem all that tough. They didn't seem like those 2 guys at the front door. Like, these were not high quality mercenaries. These were security guards.
Is everyone outside of the desolation this incredibly and disappointingly soft? I've got to ask you, Tiber. You're the only one I know that's from there. Here.
I'm duct taping my friends right now.
So I've been assuming
pillows.
Tiber's been cutting them out, and Nomi, because Jess said she had the tape. You've been feeding them to Nomi, who's like, take this, Eric.
So what are we at now, count-wise, of our friends?
The last one is Navad. Does he get extra padding, Nomi?
Oh, he gets 0.
I definitely accidentally block the chute as Navad's being dragged over. Is this a more private time?
You have slept with weirder things at weirder times.
You're not wrong.
And for you to die on this hill about me giving this kid a thrill ride?
So you did.
Oh, I'm never gonna deny.
Okay.
I hold and tell, okay?
And I opened up the chute for you.
Never again, though. It was very bad.
No, it happened. You know what? Things happen.
I go,
there's a blousy lady
Clemens
downstairs.
Money. Can we get on with this?
What?
So I referenced David Fincher before. This very much feels like a Fight Club. Follow the shot down in Impossible. Right. What we're going to see is impossibly spindly body, boom, boom, booming its way down the chute. And I think a very expensive special effects sequence as poor Navad basically bounces down the entire chute. Gekko, you manage to maintain focus. I'm not even going to require a roll. This is easy within your skills. Yes, in fact, down there are there's a loading dock, it's a hotel. So, and there are tunnels. We go out to things like loading docks, and from where, and there would have been a make fire, burn up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My brain's got holes. What is that called?
Kindling?
No. It's not boiler room. Like at the bottom of a chute. I actually said it earlier in the episode.
Oh, incinerator?
Incinerator, thank you.
Sweet.
There is one. So the one additional piece of information that you get, so you've got the map, you know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
But from what you're able to glean, if new garbage is introduced, the incinerator will automatically boot up.
Oh.
So it'll be only a matter of a short period of time before it fires up. It may or may not light, depending on whether or not the gas line's intact. But it's possible it may go all fire burny again. And currently all the PCs are loaded into the hopper.
Okay. So this tells me where I could access the gas line?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go there as fast as I can, using any excess lube to slide across the floor.
I was going to have you make a roll for how fast you go, but I'm just going to give it to you for excess lube. If you're willing to do the slide into third based on excess lube from like a piggy party,
Oh yeah,
which is literally what it is. They were all high on Tahna's drugs and overeating for sexual gratification.
Yep.
So this is
Tahna wasn't even high on Tahna's drugs.
Yep.
Poor Tahna.
And you know what? No one will ever know.
Tahna got to murder though.
I do like murder.
So Fane and Nomi have fed the last of them into the chute. You now either need to run back through the hotel all the way down and get into the basement.
I'm going down the chute.
So Tiber just jumps in.
Yee-hoo!
Nomi, do you follow the woo-woo?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, Tahna,
I want to take a little pillow with me. And then I go tummy first, like on the tummy.
So I spend a fair amount of time explaining to new players what the D&D statistics are. You have just defined wisdom, and that Tahna has it.
Mm-hmm.
Like one definition of wisdom would be, do you jump down the chute and stop to grab a pillow? That's the character with the high wisdom, right? So she grabs the pillow and she jumps down. Roughly at the same time, Gekko, you go through, you see the alarm and people are being cleared out. What it looks like to you is everybody's defending that main elevator and making sure no one gets up into the revolving restaurant. So you think it's quite possible that Curse is here, which means he's vulnerable and he's concerned about being attacked, which explains why you didn't run into more resistance. Is anybody with real power, skill, or equipment has been pulled to defend the wall.
That makes sense.
So you unplug the gas line, no trouble. It's you think it might have lit. Coin flip, you're not sure, but to make sure you unplug it. And around that time, you hear woohoo, thump, boom, and one by one, the other three end up on top of the stack of the people from the Shire, and they're all in basically the garbage chute.
I do like a cool boogie board spin when I land on everybody.
What a great sentence.
I'm gonna tell
Gekko is down here already, and he's just disconnected something. It looked important.
Hi.
It looked important.
Oh no, that was a for Gekko.
Oh, gotcha.
See, you took the scenic route.
It was fun.
And the most efficient.
Also, 8.
Sure. Yes. Whatever. Yes.
Aren't you having fun, Gekko?
So much. So much. I look at the gas line and you see there's a moment of contemplation. Like he really thinks about it.
And as you're doing that,
That's
the reignition light goes, but it's not connected. So you look over and it goes beep, and you actually probably even see a spark, but you unplug the gas.
So close. Navarre, you owe me. You owe me.
Who's Navarre?
Don't worry about it.
So
Probably
down
too good for
here,
you.
there actually is a loading dock. So there
Are
are
there pallets with wheels?
There are.
Good.
Yeah.
I want to start putting my cryo friends on a pallet.
So you make a very non-distinguished stack of PCs.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, I mean I'm not an idiot. I put the bigger ones in the bottom and the
Right,
lighter
right.
ones on top. I mean, it's a human pyramid.
Sure.
Made of PCs. And so it's a little cumbersome to push, so I might need a little help.
They're all taped up and have the padding.
Yeah, they got
So
pillow. Well,
they
they got
stack
pillows
pretty
on.
well.
Yeah.
All right, so are you going to steal one of the vehicles down here?
Let's do it.
There are no guards down here.
Foolish place.
They have been pulled away.
All the guards are
Tahna?
garden curse.
Tahna, this is too easy, right?
And all the people are
Absolutely.
being evacuated? And there's a gas line?
Yeah, you all almost died.
You go, well, no, I'm seeing that, and thank you. What I'm saying is, if the civilians are being evacuated, we can make building go boom.
Why would we?
Yes!
Because
yeah.
if curse is here, we make building go boom. We remove the curse.
Then I go boom.
What does that even mean?
Innuendo.
Gross.
I know what that reference is now.
So you want to reroute the gas line and try to rig it to blow up?
Yep.
Do you want to Breaking Bad this shit?
Yep.
All right. So
Because
I'm
look,
gonna
if we're gonna end this game, we have to have an explosion behind us as we're badass leaving the scene.
You know, I find it very hard to argue that point. So I am going to need a bodge test from you with an extra die because Tiber could help you with this.
Can I lead just to help? I just want to use my cool ability.
You can, which will give you an extra die. So,
Yeah.
Gekko, you're rolling bodge. With
Oh, I'm gonna let Tiber try to do it since this is.
Oh, I thought you were.
Oh, I'll do it.
Who's
You
got
tell
the
me.
highest number of dice? Because you're working together.
Let's see. You said it's what? Which skill is it?
Bodge.
B-O. Okay, hang on.
It's under your tech skills.
Okay. Oh, I only got the one.
I have too many damn windows. Which window? There it is. Budge. So you said it's under tech? I have 4. So that would be 5 with Tiber. And then
So, Tiber, what's your base bodge?
My base bodge is 1.
oh, okay,
Okay.
then yeah, I probably
So,
should do it.
Gekko, you're going to roll with an extra die for Tiber and an extra die for Tom.
Okay. Let's do this. Cool. Okay.
Using the game system and your abilities.
2 6s.
So, not only did you do it, you did it as a heroic action because you got the 2 6s. So, literally, we're going to say that what Nomi was doing is you go get the vehicle. So you line that up in the loading dock, and then you're able to get the bodies on, and you set a timer, probably with the computer. You'd probably use the same ignition to have lit it like it was going to go, but now you've spilled as much gas as you can into the basement.
Mm-hmm.
But now when it goes off, the whole thing will go off. You're not sure you're going to get the entire small skyscraper, but it's at least going to be on fire, and it's at least going to be bad for them.
It'll
And if
be
he
enough.
has not prepared well for fire safety or escaping from revolving restaurants, it will be bad for Curse.
Is there anything I can scavenge that I could put on like load-bearing pillars that would also maybe make it to implode? Just because I want to see the fire and the thing come down around Curse's face while Venus is playing and he's consumed by madness.
Yes, please.
Sadly, down here, and you've only got a few minutes of planning on running with the people in the truck, anything that would be weapon-like like that would have been up with the mercenaries, not down here in the basement. So,
All right. Well, then whoever's driving the truck, I just want to hang off the back and then take out my Zippo and like strike it on my thigh, and then say something pithy as I toss it over my shoulder.
so the group pulls away with all of your friends in the back of the stolen truck. And as you hoped, because I see absolutely no reason it would not happen, you can, Gekko can count down 3, 2, 1 because he knows the timing. And there will be an explosion in the background, exactly as Tiber had hoped. And the flames will immediately begin to go up because there's a lot of vegetation in the building.
Makes sense.
You're obviously not going to, it doesn't take down the whole thing, but it's on fire. So as far as the ultimate, what happens to Curse, hard to tell, but you certainly have hurt his operation substantially. You pull away and get away from Temple. All right. Well done. I was not 100% certain that was going to happen.
Neither was I.
I was absolutely completely
I totally knew this is exactly how this would end.
Can I retcon it and have convinced the 3-armed man to feed Curse a poison sandwich?
If the next entire season arc wasn't confronting the warlord, I'd be happy to hand you that.
Got it.
That lucky, like, but considering it doesn't mean that he was invulnerable, but it does mean it has to be earned. Because
Listen, I like that we weakened the.
No, you absolutely have an
Very good.
Absolutely have an effect, and will lead into what happens in season 2. And I can
just
tell them
like
that,
the montage of like falling chips and
yeah.
and burning cards.
Oh yeah. You get all the iconography, which also is a metaphor for his power.
Ooh.
We've dinged it.
We've made a Christopher Nolan movie. Now play it in reverse.
Oh God.
What does it mean?
Does it make any more sense the other way?
No.
Like a Christopher Nolan movie.
Well, thank you to everybody. I want to give a brief chance for everyone to pimp their personal ride of whatever podcasts or streams you're currently on. So I guess going upper left and just going around clockwise. Todd, what you got going?
On the TV tonight, you can watch 911 Lone Star. I started. I'm doing a little stint on that starting tonight. Speaking of Austin, that's where it's set as we are in Texas. You can find me on Twitter at Todd Stashwick or Insta at T Stashwick. Watch 12 Monkeys on Hulu. Watch the live action Kim Possible on Disney Plus, and find cool stuff that I'm selling on thenerdcircus.com, where I sell groovy wares and nerdy paraphernalia with a little cocktail book, a little RPG cocktail book that I co-created coming up in like June or July called Mystic Libations. So
I had a sneaky peeky, and it's super fun and
thank you,
very,
sir.
very cool.
You did, yeah. He was I got his eyeballs on it for there's a playable adventure at the back of the cocktail book. So
cute.
So yeah, it's fun.
It is
That's
Wizard
dope.
I would happily do a playthrough with shots on a Twitch stream with Aabria.
There's cocktails to be made from the book.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like we need to have a debut on a Twitch stream where it's like, oh, hey, check out this book. I know, I'm brilliant.
I'll do it.
Brilliant.
So, Aabria, what you got going on? I heard tons and tons, but not all you can talk about.
Yeah.
What can you tell us?
So follow me on social media at Quiddy, QUIDDIE, to see everything I'm doing when I remember to tweet about it all. Tomorrow you can catch me in the Salt Bay slot over on Saving Throw Show. Our one of my players, Terry Gamble, is going to be running a sequel to our Monster Hearts one shot that we did a while ago, and I'll be playing in that. Every Wednesday you can catch me on Into the Motherlands on Cypher of Tears channel. Gabe is one of the devs for that, so like shout out to that and come check it out at 4 p.m. Pacific. This Thursday you can actually catch me at 11 a.m. over on Black Magic Designs panel. I'm sitting with a bunch of like filmmakers and content creators talking about using technology to create in this like live streaming space. It's gonna be super good and super fun. On Friday, you can catch me on a DM panel with a bunch of the game runners that also play on Pixel Circus's channel, and that's gonna be at 6 p.m. Pacific. Saturdays is the Gax Pack over on Gary Con Live's Twitch channel. That's at 5 p.m. Along with a bunch of awesome players. At the end of the month, the last Tuesday of the month, you can catch the new episode of Narrative Telephone, where all of the cast of Critical Role absolutely bungles a story that I spent a ton of time working on. I didn't, but it's amazing. And you can catch the previous episode where I am one of the bunglees that absolutely decimated poor Travis's story. That's on YouTube right now. And go to Radiant Black's website. They're an awesome comic, and pre-order their June issue, because at the very back, there's going to be a comic crossover with The Unleashed, which is a game that I helped write and ran on Twitch back in October of last year. And we're a comic book now. Huh?
Is that Adam?
Yeah.
Lawson?
Yeah.
He is part of my regular ongoing campaign.
Yes, that's amazing.
We got to find you more to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry that the is it COVID that's keeping you?
Yeah, it's holding me back, truly.
So Gabe, you got some stuff going on?
Lord, I literally have more NDAs signed than I do fingers, and I have 10 fingers. But I'm Gabe. I do cosplay, voiceover, game design. I'm working on 3 different sponsored cosplays. I am the creative producer and in-house game designer at Roll20, coming out with a couple games. Very excited to share those things. Like Aabria said, I'm a writer on Into the Motherlands. There is a Pathfinder book coming out recently that I worked on, Into the Moangi Expanse. Good Lord. I stream every Tuesday on that Bronze Girls channel for a D&D game of Shakard. There's a lot. There's a lot. I stay busy, but I love what I do. You can find me on Twitter at Gabe James Games.
And Miss Verdi.
Hire me, guys. That's what I. Wow. No, I'm super impressed I love when my friends and when I hear about people being successful because it's not a competition. So good for you all. I will tell you really quickly, Ripley Improv is debuting our brand new show called Slay, which is a Monster Hunter improv show. And we're calling it a diceless TTRPG where we rebuild a monster interaction, and it's helmed by Eliza Pearl, who you may know from different games, and Aabria is a guest in it, which is exciting. I directed and created a completely improvised TV show called Heartbeats TV, or no, Heartbeats. Yeah, it's just called Heartbeats. And it's basically like the best improv narrative TV show you're ever going to see. And it was created in the pandemic. So go watch that. And I have a brand new podcast coming out, hopefully this Friday, called You Don't Know Nick. And it basically, a Zennial is asking me to teach them about things that they don't know about. So
That's fun.
I'm going to put those links in the Twitter
Amazing.
yeah, it's so dumb. And Aabria is the best, if you didn't know that already.
You're the best.
Well, we can both be the best, but you're
Okay.
Together. Well, thank you all for coming and playing. It was super great to be able to welcome you back. I had a terrific time. Hopefully anyone watching, you had as much fun as we did. We're going to be back tomorrow for the regular Nuked campaign stream. So I get to tell the players that their characters are not dead. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. And they're going to get to rebuild. I have a surprise for them, and we have 2 new players, which we will introduce tomorrow. And they are fantastic.
Dope.
I had the Clemens of my life, you guys.
You know what? This is going to be a Bardell that I'll never forget. I won't forget it for a Bardell.
For a Bardell time. Yeah.
So Tales from the Wastelands is first and third Mondays. We're back in 2 weeks.
I really loved, and we're going to let you go, but I really loved how you really made Clemens happen. It was very awesome. It was good.
I keep trying to make Clemens
that
happen.
shit into existence.
All right, folks. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time in the Wasteland.